If you're looking to start investing in real estate, then you've taken an important first step. Purchasing a rental property can be an excellent way to increase your wealth and grow your portfolio, but it isn't something to jump into without doing your research. In this guide, we'll walk you through each of the steps you need to take to buy your first rental property. Let's get started.
Plan ahead. Get your finances in order.
Getting your finances in order is one of the most important steps to buying a rental property. Your financial plan should include a budget for the purchase, insurance, future repairs and upgrades you may need to do, and other costs associated with owning property such as taxes, legal fees, and marketing. Think ahead and plan your finances carefully. The more prepared you are now, the easier it will be when it's time to buy your rental property.
Do your research and choose a location.
Just like any other major purchase, buying a rental property requires a lot of research and thought. Before you start looking at potential properties, you'll want to do some research on the area or areas that you're interested in. Take into account the average rental costs and vacancy rates for each area, as well as the local laws and regulations regarding rental properties. You'll also want to consider the cost of maintaining a rental property in each area, including estimated costs for taxes, repairs, and other expenses. And finally, make sure to assess the safety of each neighborhood before committing to purchase. It's important to take your time with researching and choosing your first rental property location. After all, it's an investment that can pay off for years down the road.
Select a target rental property.
Once you've determined that owning a rental property is the right move for you, it's time to start selecting the target property. This step can be tricky, as there are a lot of considerations to factor in and you should be sure to not cut corners. Here are some important tips to keep in mind while you make your decision.
Location, location, location.
The saying goes, location, 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 for a reason.
When selecting your rental property, you should always consider important factors such as neighboring amenities and schools. You may also want to take into account average daily temperature or proximity to natural disasters like fires or floods. Property condition.
You should assess the condition of the property before making an offer. It's much easier to do this ahead of time than after.
Make sure to look closely at any signs of damage on both the inside and outside the building.
Don't forget to check for leaky pipes or mold growth, which could cause costly maintenance repairs down the road.
Property type.
Deciding which type of rental property best suits your needs is key. As a first-time rental owner, it may be best to opt for a single-family house as opposed to an apartment complex or office building due to lower maintenance costs and fewer legalities involved with residential properties. Once you have more experience and are familiar with handling tenants and managing multiple units, then an apartment complex could be a great option. Inspect the property before you buy. Before you put any money down, make sure you inspect the property. This will give you a good idea of the condition of the property and any potential problems that need to be taken care of before you buy. It may not always be necessary to hire a professional inspector, but it's important to do whatever it takes to get a comprehensive picture of the condition of your potential investment. When you do an inspection, make sure to look for any signs of structural damage, such as broken windows, foundation problems, roof leakage, or signs of water damage. Also check for any electrical or plumbing issues and look for signs of pests or rodent infestations. Pay attention to the exterior and check for any areas that may need repairs or maintenance. Make sure to inspect both inside and outside before making a decision on whether to buy the property. Pay special attention to these areas. Structure and foundation. Look for cracks in walls, ceilings, floors or foundation, as well as warping floors or ceilings. Plumbing. Make sure all fixtures are in working order and there are no leaks. Electrical. Check outlets and light switches to make sure they work properly and that all wiring is up to date.
HVAC system. Test all heating, cooling systems, vents and ductwork for functionality and efficiency. Windows, doors. Check windows and doors for warping around frames or broken seals that can lead to air leakage. Exterior. Look for cracked siding, damaged roofs or gutters, and overgrown landscaping that needs attention. Pests. Look for evidence of pest INF. Prepare to negotiate and make an offer. Now that you've done your research and identified the perfect rental property, it's time to make an offer. Preparing to negotiate can be a tricky process, and you want to make sure you don't overspend. Here are some tips for how to prepare for a real estate negotiation.
Research. The more you know about the local market and what other similar properties have sold for, the better prepared you'll be when negotiating a price. Do your due diligence by studying recent sale prices and any other information that could help you get the best deal. Know your goals. Before entering negotiations, take some time to think about what your ideal outcome looks like. This will help guide your decision-making so as not to get caught up at the moment and succumb to pressure during negotiations. Know your limits. It's important to determine in advance how much you're willing to spend on a rental property, so you don't end up spending more than what it's worth or what you can afford. Set yourself a budget and stick to it. Having cash on hand can help keep negotiations on track and stay focused on getting the best possible deal. Negotiating is an art form, but with preparation and knowledge of the market, plus a little luck, it's possible to walk away with an amazing new rental property. Closing and managing your rental property. Now that you've chosen the perfect rental property, it's time to close the deal and start managing it for long-term success. Believe it or not, closing on a rental property is not just about signing the final paperwork. There are a few more steps involved to make sure your investment is truly secure. Services you'll need. When you buy a rental property, there are a few services that you'll need to consider. A qualified real estate attorney to review all documents and represent your best interests. A reliable title insurer to ensure title of the property is free of defect and third-party claims. An appraiser to provide an unbiased evaluation and estimate of the property's value. Hiring a property management company. If it's your first time in the rental game, you may want to consider hiring a professional property management company, so you don't have to worry about every little detail that comes with renting out properties. Property managers can handle everything from collecting rent and dealing with tenant issues, to advertising vacant units, and keeping maintenance costs low, which can help you maximize returns on your investment over time. In conclusion, when it comes to buying your first rental property, it's best to approach it with a plan. Make sure to research the area, analyze the finances, and understand the legal aspects of being a landlord. With the right approach, you can find the perfect rental property that suits your needs and provides a great return on your investment. Thanks for watching. Kindly like and subscribe to stay tuned for our next video.